What's up, people? We are back with more of Kindred Spirits on the roof. In the previous video we met the rocker chick called Koba, and yeah, she was really energetic, almost hyper to an extent, which was actually a nice change of pace considering the sort of timid characters, a few of them at least, or well, probably most of them right now. Most are just kind of down to earth, kind of chill people, but Koba is just really like, yeah, let's do this. And then she was really excited about writing her shitty love song, which was actually really bad. Not as bad as my singing, of course, but yeah, it was kind of bad. But she was really, despite the thing that I found the weirdest was that Koba was acting really overly familiar towards Yuna, whereas Yuna was just like, oh yeah, I kind of remember who you are, but we're not on that level which you think we are. We're not pallies or friends or besties, anything of those sorts, so let's just act formal towards each other. But Koba was like, oh, you're the best, Yuna, blah 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 blah. Maybe that's just her personality, but she said that Yuna said that Koba changed a lot over, because she didn't even recognize her at first, so she changed a lot since coming to this school. So yeah, so that happens to some people where they just, I don't know, a new environment, new people around them, just they feel like it's a second chance or something, or they really find who they are themselves, rather than always sort of being scared of before. And just here she let out the beast that is Koba herself, and yeah, she's just Koba. That's all we can say. So we're just gonna continue with I believe it was the 6th part of Rain Falls and Love Blooms. Let's go. No, it's raining. It's almost that day. The last day of June. The first day I spoke to Sachi-san. The day I confessed to her. Is this from Megumi's perspective? I think so. The day Sachi-san told me she loved me too. The day Sachi-san and I became a couple. What did I say? It's the day I died. Wait, what? Oh, I'm really interested. Please tell me more about Megumi's. No. I first met Sachi-san right after starting school at Shirojo, April 9th. I'll never forget that day. I've been wandering around the school and decided to take advantage of the nice weather by going to the roof for lunch. Sachi-san was there. I could tell right away. I mean, her uniform was the only one that stood out from all the others. A black sailor uniform. It was striking, complementing her long black hair. She stood on the edge of the roof, her back to the fence. She didn't look like she was doing anything in particular, just idly observing the state of the roof. She glanced at me when I appeared, then returned her gaze to the rest of the roof. But in that one moment, I felt my heart swelling, my cheeks flushing hot. I could feel my head starting spinning. It was love at first sight. This mature girl, probably an upperclassman, with her beautiful, long black hair and her unique uniform. I didn't know her name or what class she was in. I didn't know what to do. My thoughts fizzled out, and when I turned back to look in her direction again, she was already gone. I thought my head was only spinning for a second, but there was only empty space by the time I looked back. She was nowhere to be seen on the roof. Sachi was already a ghost, right? Because I probably remember this incorrectly, but I'm definitely certain that the timing between Megumi and Sachi dying was actually quite a long time between each other's death, It wasn't like they both died together or very close to each other. I'm pretty sure it was a huge disparity, but I can't quite recall which person died first. But by the looks of this story, considering that Megumi here seems to still be alive because she's actually actively participating in school life, it seems that Sachi-san was the first that died first. I'm pretty sure that was explained at the beginning and mentioned. I just don't remember it at all. From that day on, I came to school for the sole purpose of meeting her again. I did everything I could. I went to the roof on my lunch breaks. and stayed behind after school. I couldn't meet her very often. It was only 2 or 3 times a week. For just that one moment when I arrived on the roof, she would look my way. For that one moment. For that one moment, my cheeks would grow hot. I loved that moment. But those were the only moments I could see her. She would disappear before I'd even blinked. Her spot would be empty, unoccupied. She would be gone if she'd simply faded away. On sunny days, her black sailor uniform stood out starkly against the blue sky. The uniform that was only hers. But no one else ever noticed. Around the end of April, I finally realized, that girl on the roof is a ghost. That's a really, normal reaction to realizing that a girl that you actually were in love with for so long turns out to be a ghost. You're like, oh yeah, that explains everything. I'm not even surprised by that. That makes a lot of sense. Like, that's kind of a strange reaction, because otherwise, what? Ghosts exist? That would be my first response, of course, but no, she's just like, okay, she's a ghost. Cool. I'm the only one who can see her, and I can only see her for those split seconds. I understood then, but I wasn't afraid. No one else could see her. I was the only one who knew she existed, and she was so beautiful. Maybe that's why Megumi is so, like, a little bit possessive and very sort of acting like the jealous type girlfriend, because she felt like she had Sachi-san always for her own, because, she was the only one that could see Sachi-san. But now that Yuna can see her as well, maybe that's why her reason for acting a little bit like the jealous girlfriend, or actually always, and acting a little bit like she has definitely this hostile attitude towards Yuna. I was actually happy about it. I wished I could see her, more of her, truly meet her. I wanted to talk to her, have a conversation. About what? I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Oh my god, I already I'm kind of like thinking what could have happened for them to be together, but Megumi had to die, but don't tell me she committed suicide solely for the purpose of being able to be with Sachi, or seeing her more than just those few seconds. Like, don't get me wrong, like, those thoughts that she kind of did it for love, even though it's kind of strange, because there's no real security, or like she can't be sure that, like, okay, if I die, I'm definitely going to become a ghost, and then I can be with Sachi. It's such a huge gamble. What if that just doesn't happen at all, and she's just dead? But I don't know. Part of it is beautiful. Part of it is extremely stupid, and yeah, my normal stance on the suicide in general still stands, but I'm not even sure why I'm talking about that, because that's probably not even what's going to happen or has happened. But she was so beautiful, so wonderful. I admired her so much. I wanted to speak to her. I really did. I did everything I could to get to school. I went to the roof every day, many times. I could only see her for those short moments. Even if I sat where she'd been, I was always alone. I thought maybe I could say something to her, but no words ever came. I'd just sit there. Even doing that again and again was kind of fun. Alright, my bad memory is kind of kicking in again, cause I remember, didn't one of the two, Megumi or Sachi, I'm actually thinking it was Sachi though, who died while like saving one of her friends or something along those lines on the roof as well. I think Sachi died that way, right? That's from a couple of videos ago, but my bad fucking memory, can't remember exactly who it was. But those fun days didn't last long. My health has always been fragile. I'd probably missed half of my elementary and middle school days. I'd even overheard my parents and relatives talking about how I'd be lucky to live to 15. I did as much as I could to see her after I started school at Shirojo. Even if I had a bit of a fever, I'd pretend I was fine and go to school anyway. I I was happy to see her, and I loved the moments when she appeared. Mom and Dad worried about me, but they were happy for me too. But my body just couldn't keep up with my feelings. Uh-oh, the sky turned dark, or at least darker. It was an ordinary cold, the sort you catch when the seasons change, when the rainy season starts and the temperature fluctuates. The sort of cold normal people would recover from a few days of rest. But not me. My fever refused to break. It became pneumonia, and I was hospitalized. I never recovered. My last living memory is my mom looking down and consoling me as she cried. I remember thinking, even as I looked back at her, that I wanted to go to school, thinking I wanted to see her. After that, I went to sleep, and I never woke up. I don't know how much my mom cried, or how sad my dad was. I didn't see my funeral either. Because by the time I realized it, I was on the roof, and I saw her clearer than before, and she looked over to me the same way she always did when I arrived on the roof. She looked really surprised. Seconds passed, but she didn't disappear. She was there. I couldn't take it anymore. I ran straight to her. My voice is working. I can talk to her. Yes? You're... Oh, I can hear her too. Her voice is mature and beautiful, just like I imagined. And my voice is reaching her. What should I say? What should we talk about? I thought about this, dreamed about it, but there's one thing I want to tell her first. I love you. For a while, she was frozen there, a stunned look on her face. Of course, I hadn't realized I'd never even told her my name. It's kind of funny that the first words Megumi said to Sachi-san was just, I love you, not even, hey, hello, my name, not even proper introduction, no, just like, I love you, that's it. I just wanted her to know. I wanted to tell her that first feeling I felt when I met her. She held that surprised expression a little longer, then... She smiled kindly to me, and... Thank you. That's how she responded. Oh no, you got thank you zoned. That was June 30th, about 30 years ago. I confessed to her before I'd really even grasped the fact that I became a ghost. We spoke about each other after that, and about all sorts of other things. I spent all the time on this roof with Sachi-san. It was always just the two of us too. The roof was deserted, no doubt due to the rain. No one had come up during lunch, and no one was there after school either. Sachi-san was gone too. This is no fun, I muttered, leaving the eaves over the entrance to the roof. Rain, huh? What was it like back then? On those days when I tried everything to get to school to see Sachi-san. I wouldn't strain myself by going out onto the roof with an umbrella, so I probably just peeked out from the roof entrance before leaving. It was all about those first seconds anyway, right? She just peeks in, she sees Sachi, and then she disappears again, and they're like, alright, that's my Sachi seconds for today. Bye-bye, school. I don't think I saw her on those rainy days. Now, the rain doesn't matter. It goes right through my body. I don't feel heat or cold. I won't get wet, so I can walk around normally. It's just a matter of my mood. It's probably why I'm feeling all gloomy and melancholic.
It's coming up, huh?
June is about to end. The 30th is approaching.
I wonder if Sachi-san remembers.
It's a special day for me. The day I was able to speak with Sachi-san, and the day I confessed to her. The day I became a ghost, and could be everything, or could be together with Sachi-san forever. I don't think she'd forgot, but on days like this when we're apart after school, I get anxious. I know why we're apart. It's because Yuna's appeared. Someone who can see Sachi-san and me and speak with us. Not a ghost, but a living person. Thanks to Yuna, a dream Sachi-san's always wanted to realize may come true. Helping girls who want to convey their feelings, but can't, and allow their love to bloom. And if this school gets filled with girl/girl couples, someone may be able to tell us how to love each other as girls. But for that to happen,
we've gotten pretty busy lately, huh?
It looks like Sachi-san looks so happy every day, but when she's talking to Yuna so excitedly.
Aww.
I look down from the lonely roof, empty of even Sachi-san.
Oh, it's Yuna! Yuna!
Huh? Megumi, you surprised me. No, duh, I snuck up behind you to do just that. I caught her just before she left the main gate. I can't go outside the school grounds after all, so this is about as far as I can make it. So that was something I wonder, you know, because I'm really interested into like the restrictions that these ghosts have. Because she died in the hospital, didn't she? So I'm guessing you just sort of, the best way for me to actually call it obviously is a gaming term, but I don't know how else to call it, because I don't know any ghost terms or whatever, but I think the way it worked for Megumi at least is that she quote unquote respawned, you know, on the roof, because that's the place like where she felt like she had the most regrets, because ghosts that stay around on Earth, they remain on Earth because of the regrets, right? Because they have lingering feelings left on Earth which this allows them from moving on. So I guess that's why she just sort of quote unquote respawned on the roof rather than just around the area where she died. But yeah, never been a ghost, so I wouldn't know, but that just seems the most kind of logical thing. Well, no, not the most logical thing, because normally wouldn't it, if you die, your ghost would sort of leave your body and then you would just look down on yourself lying dead in the hospital bed, right? But then maybe she flew right back, or she got pulled back to the place where she had the most regrets. I don't know. Overthinking as usual, that's what I'm good at.
Well, don't have a cow. Jeez.
You snuck up on me, and it's weird seeing someone in the rain without an umbrella. I'm telling you, that's what I was going for. You really look like a ghost when you stand there in the rain like that. Well, I am one. The genuine article.
Going home?
Yes. There isn't really anything to do today. Actually, everyone's kind of in trouble lately. It's just that we haven't been able to report much because of the downpour. We still need to make new plans.
I see.
What is it? Do you need something?
Not at all. I just saw you going home and decided to say hi.
I see. Yuna, she suddenly appeared between Sachi-san and me. See? She said appeared between, like she's sort of something that's stuck in the middle, that's sort of like preventing Sachi-san and Megumi to be together more often or something, you know? Like she's a roadblock. Sachi-san and I both knew she'd been coming to the roof to eat lunch since last year, but that was it, so we never thought any more of her. That thing at the end of the holidays in May was just to pass the time too. Sachi-san and I play around like that all the time. We didn't mean to tease her. We didn't think she could hear us after all. We didn't think that anyway. And yet, against all expectations, Yuna heard us. She'd seen us and was surprised. We were surprised too. We'd barely even considered that someone like her could exist. Sachi-san and I had talked about before what we'd do if someone like that appeared, what we'd ask them to do, but I never expected it to happen. Yet Yuna heard us. She saw us. She's gotten in between Sachi-san and me. See again, in between? Sachi-san seems happy that she's finally able to do what she'd always wanted to, and I'm happy that Sachi-san's happy, but Yuna's presence is making me nervous and irritated. Bam, there it is. She said she doesn't really understand homosexuality, and that she can't since she hasn't been in love. That's fine. I don't care as long as she doesn't think poorly of my relationship with Sachi-san. But if she doesn't understand it now, what if she came to understand? Would she then fall in love with Sachi-san? Aw, is that what Megumi is afraid of? But isn't it impossible to have, a ghost and human relationship? I don't think that's ever going to work out. Well, you'd have, I guess, just solely an emotional relationship, right? Because the only thing you can do is just talk. That's about it. You can't have a physical relationship, and you can only there are severe limitations when it comes to, right? Considering Sachi-san can only be on the roof and that sort of stuff. So yeah, but I don't think that's possible in the first place. Would she fall in love with all of Sachi-san's wonderful qualities? She's kind of a recluse and shies away from getting involved with people, but she's smart and seems competent, and I guess she does have a few friends. And she is helping us out. Since Yuna got in between us, we found and helped Maki-chan, Sasa-san, and Kiri-san one after another. Sachi-san seems happy about that. She seems to really enjoy helping out with Yuna. Maybe she's having so much fun, she's forgotten my important day. Since Yuna showed up. So, you came to see me off? To kill time? Sure. Thanks. If Yuna falls in love with Sachi-san, no, that's not it. I don't care about that. Well, see you tomorrow. If Sachi-san falls in love with Yuna, oh, Megumi, that's not gonna happen. Even Sachi-san knows that's not possible. Not that it's impossible for Sachi to fall in love with Yuna, but that it just can't ever happen, You... Huh? What? Did you say something? Oh my god, she looks so sad. Oh, poor Megumi. I don't think her feelings are unreasonable at all, right? It's sort of understandable that she's because even while she was alive, Sachi-san already meant so much to her, even though it was only a few seconds every single day, or the days when she was able to go to school. But even after that, the fact that she was then able to be with Sachi-san, and then she thought that it would only be the two of us forever, which obviously is really long. And then she sort of feels like this person is coming in between, although it's not deliberately, of course, and then sort of takes away Sachi-san from her. Not directly, not completely, but just tiny little bits. And I guess Megumi just envisioned her spending every single second or almost every single moment with Sachi-san, and that there would be no one else included. But I don't know, it's a little bit yeah, I can understand her feelings. It's a little bit of okay, maybe it's a little bit too extreme, Sachi-san belongs to you. That I don't think Yuna is ever going to tear those two apart just because of the fact that they're both ghosts. If they were both humans or both alive, then yeah, sure, something could possibly happen between those two, maybe, perhaps, but I just don't think a relationship between a dead ghost and a live person is actually possible. So I just feel like she has nothing to worry about really. But this image is really sad. Like she just has those sparkly eyes and this sad background.
I won't forgive you.
Huh?
I won't forgive you if you get between Sachi-san and me. I won't forgive you if you fall in love with Sachi-san. I won't forgive you if Sachi-san starts loving you. If that happens, I'll really curse you.
What? Wait a second. What are you talking about? Even I know that there's no point in telling Yuna this now. I told you before that I don't really get that stuff. Didn't I? I think Sachi-san's a good person, but I never thought about her that way before. And she's your girlfriend, isn't she? Please, don't curse me because of some weird misunderstanding, okay?
You're right. Sachi-san is my girlfriend. She's my most important person.
I'm telling you, I get it.
You know, Yuna, I became a ghost in order to confess to Sachi-san, in order to become her lover.
Huh?
I saw Sachi-san on the roof while I was alive. I fell in love with her the first time I saw her. I came to school every day in order to see Sachi-san. But I was frail, and I strained myself too much to go to school, and died because of it.
Wow, that's actually sort of like, she actually sort of died indirectly, right? For Sachi-san? Oh my god. I don't know why I didn't even realize that before, but yeah, wow.
But thanks to that, I became a ghost. I was able to confess my feelings to Sachi-san, and Sachi-san fell in love with me too. Sachi-san knows about this too. I told her after all. So, Sachi-san might think it's her fault that I died. She might think I tried too hard and died because of her.
Why? Why am I telling Yuna this?
I don't know what Sachi-san was like before I met her. I don't know why she became a ghost either. Sometimes I wonder though, if Sachi-san was in love with someone like I was. If she became a ghost because she wanted to tell that person her feelings. But I don't know any of that. And I don't care. As long as Sachi-san loves me, as long as she tells me she loves me, I'm fine with that. Because I want to be with Sachi-san. Things that I've always thought. Things hidden in my heart. Things I couldn't ask Sachi-san. Couldn't tell her. Why am I telling them to Yuna? But maybe I just wanted to tell someone. Someone other than Sachi-san. That I love Sachi-san this much. Even if Sachi-san feels sorry for me. Even if that's why she's together with me. I don't care. As long as she loves me because of it. Even if Sachi-san has feelings for someone else. If she still loves me and will be with me. Sachi-san said that she wanted to become one in body and soul with someone. Then she could find peace with no regrets, right?
Yeah, she did say that.
That's what Sachi-san believes. That's why we're getting you to help us. Hey, if that happens, if after this, everything goes well, and Sachi-san and I have a wonderful first time, will Sachi-san pass on? Even if she has someone else inside her heart besides me? Huh? How could I know that? But Yuna, if there's someone still in Sachi-san's heart, and she can't find peace because of it, if that happens, I know I won't pass on either. Because my only wish is to be together with Sachi-san forever. That's it. I do long for the first time with Sachi-san. I wonder how great it might be. But the thing that I wonder is how would they be able to do it for their first time, right? Because the interactions between them, no, we actually saw them hug several times, so I guess between ghosts there has to be physical contact, that ghosts don't just go through each other. It seems that way, at least, because we saw them hug a couple of times, like they were just in each other's arms, like smiling towards Yuna, like, yeah, look, we're a happy couple. It was almost like your parents, when you know that your parents were fighting when you were a little kid, and then your parents are just, no, nothing is wrong, little Billy, nothing is wrong, look, we're happy, we have our arms around each other. So it seemed a little bit like that, but because of that, I think ghosts should be able to physically touch each other almost, so that's like a ghost physical thing, I guess. If Sachi-san passes on after our first time, I'll go with her. If she doesn't, I'll stay here with her. I want to be by Sachi-san's side forever. I want to be with her forever. This isn't a betrayal. I'm not deceiving Sachi-san. I'm helping Sachi-san because I want to be together with her. Together forever. I want us to have our first time together, then stay together forever after that. That's all I wish for. Phew! I think I feel better now. Wow, it's like an entire weight lifted off of her body, and the serious time is over now for Megumi. Now she can be her happy, cheery self again. Because sometimes, sometimes even if you have these like deep feelings towards a specific person, and even if that person is already your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, sometimes they're just things that you feel like you can't tell that person, or not necessarily can't tell them, but it just means so much more if you could be able to tell those feelings about that you have for your boyfriend / girlfriend to another person, because I don't know, it just sort of feels like it's different in a way, and I don't know quite how to explain it, but it's definitely just a feeling of relief that Megumi has right now, and yeah, hopefully she realizes that Yuna is not going to be a danger for Megumi, or is trying to be to come between Megumi and Sachi, because I'm pretty sure that's not Yuna's goal at all. I mean, she herself said she doesn't understand love yet. I think she's slowly starting to learn to somewhat come to understand it, even though it's not from the perspective of herself falling in love with someone yet, because that's usually how you tend to find out about it the most, or at least learn about it the most, just due to self-experience, right? That's how you learn most things in life, actually. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like slowly but surely she'll come to learn to understand love, and this whole thing that she's doing with the Yuri Cupid thing definitely is helping her get there eventually, but we don't know when that's gonna happen. But I'm pretty sure that the first person, if Yuna were to fall in love, it's not gonna be Sachi. Definitely not. I don't know, like the first candidate might be Hina or Ano or something like that, but I don't even know if she's gonna fall in love with a girl specifically, because you can come to understand love from a different perspective, even if she were to understand it from, the Yuri perspective. That doesn't mean that she herself is going to become Yuri or is a Yuri herself, because that's sort of that's the thing inside of you. I don't think it's a part of who you are, right? It's not something you can just change willy-nilly, like, oh, I'm surrounded by all these lesbian girls, therefore I am lesbian as well.
I'm not sure it works that way. I don't even know how it works at all, so I probably just shouldn't say anything about it, because, you know, that's what I tend to do. If I don't know anything about it, I generally don't try to say too much about it, but I'm always genuinely curious if I don't know something, because, you know, knowledge is awesome. I want to know everything, kind of, or at least if I'm wondering about something, I'm generally curious and try to find out more about that. But yeah, I should probably end the rant here and continue, because my point was pretty much made about Megumi not having to worry about Yuna. Alright, she feels a lot better now. Huh? Wait a second. You're just dumping this all on me?
Well, that's how it is. So you'd better do your part to help. For my sake. And Sachi-san's.
What the heck?
And if you tell any of this to Sachi-san, I'll curse you! I'll curse you if you fall for Sachi-san too!
Okay, still the same old Megumi. Seems like that didn't help too much. Except get a little bit of the weight off of her, I guess, but yeah, she still kinda doesn't trust Yuna completely. I get it already. I won't tell her, okay? And I'll help with whatever I can. Is that good enough for you?
Yes, it is.
I really do feel better now.
Ever since I became a ghost, Sachi-san's been the only person I could talk to, and that was great. But it looks like I've been building up some things I couldn't say to her. I'm glad I found someone I could tell them to. What's wrong? Aren't you going home? Get moving!
You were the one who stopped me here to talk to me.
I don't know what you're talking about. See you. I'm going to see Sachi-san.
Haha, Yuna looks like she has something she really wants to say, and now she's getting angry. But I don't want to deal with that, so I'll just wave to her and head back to the roof. I don't think Yuna will say anything to Sachi-san after promising not to, and I bet she'll keep helping us as before too. She seems like she's earnest that way. Yuna's pretty convenient if I think about it that way. Huh? That was kind of cool actually, that, you know, they seem to be bonding in a way as well, almost. Like, just a little bit, not too much. It's not like they're becoming best friends all of a sudden or something, or actually, you know, good friends, but it seems like at least Megumi is just coming to understand, or just accepting the situation a bit more, because, you know, she just has to learn to live with this, right? Yuna can see her and that's just how it is, so it can't always just be her and Sachi-san alone. Yuna's into the equation as well now, but, you know, it's Sachi-san and Megumi, and then Yuna is somewhere off to the side. Yuna is not trying to come anywhere between them. But yeah, I don't know, jealousy is always a fickle thing, and something that's, you know, some people possess really much, and to the point where they actually start thinking or are unable to think rationally, you know. That's just something that jealousy does and can do to a person, which is kind of weird, you know, that something like that is just able to take away your rational thinking almost completely. But yeah, I think this is the things from Yuna's perspective, but we're gonna save that for the next video. So I just want to thank all of you so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and yeah, it's really interesting to sort of learn more about the backstories of especially Megumi, because I was wondering a lot about Megumi, and I feel like we've got at least quite a few answers here, so that was really cool. And it's also nice to see sort of at least develop a little bit of a bond between both Yuna and Megumi. So yeah, things are heading in the right direction. Not as much with the couple, but, you know, the relationships between, or at least just the friendships between Yuna as well as with the ghosts, with both Sachi and Megumi, I feel like that's an important aspect of it as well, you know, because they're the ones that are trying to create this Yuritopia. So if they don't get along that well, if there's friction between all of them, that might somehow spill over into Yuritopia itself, or result in a failure to create Yuritopia. So, you know, you gotta start here to ultimately build our awesome dream Yuritopia, and that's just what we're going to keep doing in the next video. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Hopefully, please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.